Speaker of the National Assembly, members of Cabinet, the Ahmad family, members of Parliament, members of the private sector, respected elders, National Security Advisor, most importantly, you, the people of Guyana, welcome to another celebration in the path of development, in the path of progress, in the path of upliftment. Welcome once again to a celebration of the new Guyana, your Guyana, my Guyana, our Guyana, one Guyana. Today, we celebrate once again with great pride the confidence of the private sector in the People's Progressive Party civic government and in the way Guyana is moving forward. Today, I stand before you humbled by the fact that this government is delivering better education, better health, better legislation, better housing, better infrastructure, a better country, not for People's Progressive Party civic supporters, not for any particular group, but for all the people of Guyana, every single person of this country. Make no mistake, our message is a singular message, not designed by geographic location or circumstance, not designed by the audience, not designed by political opportunism, but only designed with the interests of the people at the center of the message and plans. We don't need to tune ourselves in and out depending on where we are. Our message is a simple message. That is, we will deliver prosperity to every home and every Guyanese. This region is emerging as a hotbed of development and transformation. And that is not because of any specific reason. That is because of the geographic proximity to the circumstance through which Guyana is evolving. You have heard today from the Minister of Health and the Attorney General about the numerous initiatives through which we are modernizing the infrastructure and service landscape of our country. The Minister of Education and Tourism and Industry are here, and they can speak to you all day about the work we are doing to transform the human asset into what the national requirement would need. Onesh can tell you about our work in modernizing the business architecture to increase efficiency, productivity, and importantly, our work in advancing Guyana as a premier destination for tourism, and we are going to be the best ecotourism market in the world. Make no mistake. We are not playing to be second best. We are playing for once in Guyana to be the best at what we want to do. We understand clearly that a vision articulated by the government requires human resources. That is why in the healthcare sector alone, And I want to pause to recognize our friend, the ambassador of Cuba. Cuba provided the opportunity for us to train thousands of doctors and nurses under their scholarship program, many of whom came from this region, and we ought to give them a resounding round of applause. And as we continue our partnership with Cuba and others, today this country, our doctors and medical practitioners in this country today, under this government, have the possibility and are pursuing specialized training at Harvard, Johns Hopkins, the Mayo Clinic, Mount Sinai, Northwell, CDD USA, York University, McMaster, and in the UK, biomedical training that will lead the City and Guilds certification. That is what we're delivering. World class, the best in class, leading education and training. This is the new Guyana. You know, there's some key words used by both the Attorney General and the Minister of Health. Accessibility, efficiency, reliability, and service. You can have accessibility, but not efficiency. You can have efficiency, but not reliability. And you can have all of the above, but not service. What do I mean? This requires us to rethink the way we do things. We have to be honest to ourselves as Guyanese. There is urgent need for the way we think and act and behave in different environments. The markets are going to be modernized. We are going to invest in the infrastructure to create the best possible environment for markets. But the people need to be disciplined to go into the markets and sell. We can create and buy the best possible equipment for healthcare, but the workers need to care that those equipment. They need to turn up and pleasantly deliver the service to the people of our country. And we are mindful of this. That is why we want to create a new service-oriented culture, one in which there is great dignity and pride in everything we do. It is not for a show that you will see members of the disciplined forces and cabinet on the ground in cleanup exercise. It is to demonstrate that each of us, regardless of where we sit, we have an equal responsibility in the transformation in our thinking and the way we behave towards each other and environment. Nice things are not only about beautiful buildings and modern infrastructure. Nice things is also about thinking beautifully, acting beautifully, behaving beautifully, complementing the physical investment with a positive mindset. That is what delivers comprehensive and holistic development. That is what is going to set us apart from the others. That is what is going to make us different. That is what is going to make us stand out. So I urge all of us to engage in a renewal of thinking, a renewal of purpose, and a renewal of commitment towards our country and towards each other. investment and money cannot bring about that renewal. That renewal must come through a personal commitment, through personal change to advance better interpersonal behavior. My dear friends, in this region, ongoing investment, and I want you to understand scale. I was just telling Indar that a quantum of sand we need just for one project in the next 2 months is the totality of all the sand this region utilized for 5 years prior to 2019. Understand this context. In the next 2 months alone, on one project, this region requires 4.2 million tons of sand. Can you imagine this? Imagine the scale of what I'm talking about. It is unimaginable. We have never ever operated at 10% of the scale that we have to operate at today. So we have to climb a ladder that other countries took 3 decades to climb in 3 years. That is not ordinary work or effort. It is extraordinary work and effort. The Minister of Education, in just 3 years, not even 3 years since we are back, had to find place for more than 1,000 new students in this region entering the education system. The pace of advancement is running at the fastest Formula One race that you can imagine. It requires a new level of effort. The cabinet of this country, and they don't get much praise from me, and I don't allow them to believe that we need praise. But this cabinet works 24 hours. And if they don't answer their phone at weird hours in the morning, the language becomes complex and complicated. I'm not saying bad, complex and complicated. Because we collectively are aware of what is required. The scale of investment. Let me take you a step forward. In this region, and listen to this, and I challenge any analytical mind to examine the entire region now. Look at their collective investment as against this one region in Guyana alone. In ongoing works alone in Region 3. More than $1 billion is invested here in this region from the public and private sector. For those of us who want that figure to come closer to home, in ongoing projects from the public and private sector in this region, we collectively, as a country, we are investing 200 billion Guyana dollars. 200 billion Guyana dollars. Can you imagine a system that was designed to implement $10 billion? A system that has been institutionally designed, and not government and private sector. A system that was institutionally designed to implement a $10 billion program in maybe 5 years is now tasked with implementing a $200 billion program in 3 years. This is not gaff. This is the facts. This is the reality. This is the circumstance that confront us in this region. On my left and on my right, alone, that is the private sector development, the new bank that is being constructed, and the thousands of house lots. And on my right, the new hospital, the mall, the apartment buildings, the condos. In this locality alone that we are sitting, on my left and right, is an investment of more than 25 billion Guyana dollars. In our wildest dream, our most enjoyable nightmare, we could not have imagined such a transformation. And this is not the story of Region 3. This is not the story of Leonora. This is the story of every single region in this country. Every community is being transformed at an unimaginable pace. We will complete in record-breaking time. And I don't know if people appreciate this, but sometimes you look at YouTube and you look at the breaking neck speed that China and others implement infrastructure. 100% local capacity. The design, the engineering, the supervision, the construction. Let me repeat that. With 100% local capacity, we will deliver long before the end of this year the new 4-lane highway from Schoonard to Crane in record-breaking time. Whilst all of that is going on, more than $25 billion is being expended in the housing sector. And you may ask, what does that have to do with today's event? But housing, health, and education are integrated in such a way that there must be a seamless development path if we are to have sustainable development in these 3 areas. In this region alone, the Minister of Education in this government delivered 260,000 cash grants to children all across this region. Sometimes we take it for granted, but only 3 years ago, that grant was not with you. People-centered development is crucial for our country. Mind my words, not party-centered development, people-centered development. That is what the People's Progressive Party Civic is about. People-centered development. Putting people at the front, putting people at the center, and working from behind to advance those at the center and those in front. You see, we live in a world that is very complex. We live in a world that is changing every single day. 10 years ago, the world was not even contemplating a pandemic. That is why the world never planned for a pandemic. 3 years ago, the world faced its worst ever pandemic in history. Today, the entire world is planning for the next pandemic. I've gone to many international seminars, and I've listened to the language very carefully. The language is not if we will have another pandemic. The language is when we are faced with the next pandemic. That is why we are building and investing in a health infrastructure and architecture that will be cutting edge and leading. One of the hardest tasks I had so far as president was to sit at the other end of a telephone speaking to vaccine manufacturers across the world and hear them say to me, yes, we can give you, but 3 years from now. Never again must Guyana and this region find itself at the mercies of such system. Not individual, Ambassador, but system. Not again should a developing world find itself at the mercies of such system. We are going to do all it takes to build our capacity with this region so that this region and Guyana and you, the people, will never ever be left at the mercy of a system that does not deliver. The Attorney General will tell you, Onej, Priya, all the ministers here, that we sought help from every corner of the world. And to protect you, we sacrifice, and through bilateral friendship and partnership, friends of Guyana sold to us from their stock that they had for their people. And we were able, as a small developing country, to commence our vaccination even faster than many developed countries across the world. I'm reminding you about this because I know how easy it is to forget. We managed this pandemic without a complete shutdown. We managed this pandemic without the full curtailment of the rights and freedom of people. And as we celebrate this private sector investment, we ought to once again give our men and women, not only in the healthcare sector, in uniform, and all those who work and risk their life, so that all of us could have been safe here today, collectively a resounding round of applause. My dear friends, the journey of development in Guyana is one that will be continuously changing. The Minister of Tourism will tell you that right now she is completing the Essequibo River master plan, because the Essequibo River is going to be a massive hub for tourism. And Region 3 will be the gateway to this product. Over the last 5 or 6 months, we've received investment proposals for this region, for hotels, apartment buildings, restaurants, universities, colleges. This is only in the last 3 to 5 months. So even at this pace that we are going, we will have to accelerate to meet the demands that is coming in this region. As a result of what is taking place, the security architecture of this region has to also change rapidly. That is why we are moving from safe city to safe country. And this region will see massive investment in technology-aided security system that would help the law enforcement officers in their work. A lot of focus will be placed on community and intelligence-led security system supported by the most tested of technology, so that in the path of development, we can build a safe and secure society and community. That is critical and important also. So as we advance, as we move forward, not only do I congratulate the Ahmad family, but for those living in diaspora, this is an example of putting action to words. When members of the diaspora not only come back and scope out, but come back, invest, and get actively involved in the transformation. Not only meetings won't cut it. It is about, in another 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be launching a second shore-based facility in Region 3. An investment that will be over $100 million by a member of the diaspora. We have to understand stations. It is not a train with stations. We have to get on board. Today, Region 3 celebrate with the investors this wonderful facility. And I'm very pleased because the government has created the enabling environment by removing corporate tax. Very prices will be affordable. And I hope the Minister of Health will ensure that their affordability is in the true meaning of affordability. This is not a gift. This is an investment. And we expect an investment to return profit. But investment in the healthcare comes with a social conscience. This facility will have 5 operating theaters, a modern stem cell research lab, everything that you can imagine in a modern environment. As I speak to you now, we have enrolled close to 1,000 young Guyanese in our nursing program. 1,000 young Guyanese that will be trained as nurses. But our aim is to train as much as possible, whether it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10,000. I've issued a challenge that anyone with entry requirement who would like to pursue a career in nursing, the government will facilitate and fully fund your path in achieving that career. We are not a note anyone. We have trained what? More than 600 Amerindian kids as patient care assistants and community health workers. Our Amanian kids, more than 600 we have trained as community health workers. This is something we should all be proud of. I see the former Minister of Health here, Order, and I'm sure you're proud of these advancements. Because we all must be proud of the transformation that is taking place in our country, of the changes that are leading to a better future for our children. You know, Ed spoke about his father being a cleaner in this facility. We grew up here. And just to let you understand changes in Guyana, our only opportunity to play test match cricket in the neighborhood was in our backyards because there were no facility available to the ordinary people. Our only opportunity to play cricket was in the backyard. There was one pool in the senior staff compound that was not accessible to the ordinary people. We planted the lands between the senior staff compound and the houses here. Sometimes we don't acknowledge the changes. And young people, I always say to the young Guyanese who are having this opportunity, many of them came from parents who did not get the opportunity to go to university. Not because they did not have the capacity, but because they never had the opportunity. The circumstances never gave them that opportunity. Let us not throw away, disregard, or minimize this opportunity that we have today. Let us not be complacent about this opportunity that we have today. Yes, there is much to be done, but rest assured, as time progresses, this government remains committed in the exercise of our oath to ensuring that all is done in the interests of all her people. Thank you very much, and God bless you.